So we have Mr. Carlo Figà Talamanca. He's the CEO and founder of Khmer Green Charcoal. Carlo will share his experience of an Italian entrepreneur doing business in Cambodia. Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, buongiorno to everyone, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and many friends. I will share my screen now, and this afternoon I will also share what is my experience in Cambodia as an entrepreneur. And I'm actually connected here from my factory, where we have built, which we have set up in the last 10 years in Cambodia. And yeah, I wanted to tell you a little bit about that. So my factory is operating, we are called Khmer Green Charcoal, and we have been operating for 10 years in Cambodia. And we are producing this product, which I'm holding now in the hand, and you can see the picture. It's renewable energy, very clean energy, and I will tell you a little bit more about that later. But what I would like to say is it's biomass energy, and especially we are a leader, a world leader in our sector, based here in Cambodia. It is a niche sector worldwide. I can imagine that many of you have never heard about shower briquettes. But we are a leader in terms of product quality, in production technology, and also in production capacity, making us one of the biggest factories operating in a developing country. Before we talked a lot about the good environment that entrepreneurs find here in Cambodia, and we have been growing for 8 consecutive years since our startup, and we are now until 2020, when there was COVID, but we have grown 40 times, and we are now in 2022 we continue growing. And
I'm sorry, Carlo. Do you think you can put your slide in full screen mode? Because
yes, sorry. I thought I did that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. And yes, so I was just saying we are also a winning company for our environmental and social impact. We are, even having achieved all that, we are still a small and medium enterprise. We have only 45 employees, the production capacity and sales of about 1,200 tons per year, and we have been regularly exporting to Japan and Germany. So being also based in a quite convenient location, being able to serve the Asian market, but also with shipping routes to Europe. And especially what I'm also very proud of, we have a unique technology that was developed here in Cambodia that made us, gave us our competitive advantage and gave us also the notoriety worldwide. And I'm very proud to say it's a unique technology existing at the moment only in Cambodia, and we have developed it here in-house. I just want to also add this slide, because sometimes when we talk about char briquettes or charcoal, people immediately associate with something negative. Actually, we are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and we are able to reduce CO2 emissions and save Cambodia's forests. During our 10 years of operation, we have saved a forest area of about 800 football fields from illegal deforestation, which otherwise would have been cut to produce the traditional wood charcoal, and thus also the related CO2 emission reductions. But also what I would like to say is Cambodia is a developing country, and I think businesses play a very important role also in the development of the society. So we have collaborations with NGOs and to try to also have an impact on the social development, hiring people from disadvantaged communities, favoring education, and so on. So now about my experience. If I was just telling a friend or another fellow entrepreneur, how is it to make business in Cambodia? I opened this company, it was a startup in 2012, and it was based on a project from an NGO. And so we registered the business as a sole proprietorship company. So we were not even sure if it was actually working or not. And by 2012, 2018, the company was already quite big, so we re-registered the company to a co-entity. And I have to say that all the administrative procedures, the first registration and the re-registration of the company, it's quite straightforward process, and I would say almost easier than in Italy, since I had in the past also a company in Italy. So it's very friendly as a process. Of course, we were helped by a local service company. I have to say it has changed a lot in what regards the capacity and dedication of the availability of HR in Cambodia. 10 years ago, we had difficulties in finding members for our management team. We have our last recruits that we have done just in December. Excellent person, and I would say, and I can tell also on the entrepreneurs that there's a very big development in this. We have collaboration with Cambodian universities. I have also collaboration with Italian universities. So that is also covered. And another thing that is impressive is the digitalization of the administrative procedures, especially I would say like e-government. A lot of the reporting that we have to do from taxes and our operations, we do it now online, and we even pay actually our taxes online. So that works very well. And talking about services, so the growing local market is, we talked about the bigger and more, like there's more purchasing power from the local market, developing supply chains, infrastructures, selling networks. And also what I think Italians might find interesting is that it's almost a cashless economy, since a lot of payments now are done through mobile payments and cell phones. Just to end, there's also, we had always a very open and very easy relationship with the government. In 2014, we even received the visit of the Minister of Industry, which was, the invitation was forwarded by the former Italian ambassador that was meeting the minister and said, we have an Italian company operating in Cambodia, and the minister a few weeks later visited our factory. So that is shows how open even the government is to entrepreneurs in the private sector. We work with the Eurocham with the Green Business Committee to discuss incentives for renewable energy with the government. And recently we have also started projects with the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry and Fisheries, and we are also working with the Forestry Administration to better protect Cambodian forests. Last but not least, as an entrepreneur, we have very ambitious growth plans. Actually, in 2022, we have the plan to increase our local production with the building of a new factory. We will also employ innovative technologies that we don't have yet here in Cambodia, so we will import them. And we will also develop a more advanced sales and distribution system based on an app, very similar to all these apps that have like Nyam24, like all these online sales apps that are very popular worldwide. Very important that later somebody will talk about the investment law. We are leveraging the investment law in our business plan, and the numbers that we are crunching and elaborating our business plan. And to do so, we hope to do it all with international investments that we are currently in discussion with an international investment fund. And hopefully we can close the investment by this year. So from my side, this is my experience that I hope someone can find useful and interesting. And I leave it the floor to the next speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Carlo, for sharing your entrepreneur's experience as an Italian doing business in Cambodia. Definitely very inspiring.